Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
The Chiefs are sitting at 0-2, but don't panic, Chiefs Kingdom. Week 3 against the New York Giants is the perfect bounce-back spot. FanDuel has all the action lined up, and you know the stars are ready to shine. Mahomes is due for a monster game. Kelce is definitely due for a bounce-back, and this offense is itching to get rolling. So right now, Kansas City is a 5.5-point favorite, and it feels like the statement game we've all been waiting for. On FanDuel, you can lock in weekly props. Mahomes' passing yards, Kelce's receptions, or even ride with the same game parlay and put your money where your confidence is. With fast payouts and an app that's as smooth as a Mahomes no-look pass, FanDuel makes every snap electric. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we are dropping our best 5-leg same-game parlay for the week, along with JD's 10 keys to victory, breaking down exactly how the Chiefs can flip the script and get back in the win column. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Let's ride this bounce back together. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns, your post-game show. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there is my brother Teja Dash. And former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn will be joining us shortly. I haven't heard from him yet, but he will be joining us. I know he's been watching the game. I've seen his tweets. But yeah, guys, your Kansas City Chiefs, our Kansas City Chiefs, are in the win column. Our first win of the 2025 season. 1-2, beating the New York Giants at New York, 22-9 in a game that I would say mixed reviews, right? The first half of the movie was kind of slow, boring. The second half of the movie, not bad actually. It got better as you watched it. If you were able to stay past the first 30 minutes of the movie, you're gonna like the movie, I would say.
It picked up a bit.
It picked up a little bit, just a little bit. Obviously, we're going to get into a bunch of different things as we break down this game in the post-game show, and I've seen a lot of people in the chat already. So, you guys, go on over, like the video, make a comment on the video. It'll help us get the word out to more people. So, definitely do that because, after all, this is free content. This is free. I just want to get us out to more people. But, Teja, look at this game, 22-9. It's a bad team, the Giants are. But nonetheless, a win is a win. I'm seeing Optimistic James say that in the chat. A win is a win, and we'll take a win being 0-2. What are your overall thoughts about this game? We'll break down individual things throughout the episode here, but what was your overall thoughts on this dub?
Tale of two halves. I think first half was one of the worst I've seen in a while. It's pretty bad. And that's pretty bad considering I watched the Super Bowl. So it was pretty rough. We looked just off. Luckily, our defense, it played well. It just had a lot of lapses of judgment, a lot of stupid penalties. I think most of our penalties came in the first half. I think we had 5 for 50 or maybe 60 yards of penalty. No, 60 yards of penalty in the first half. It was brutal. Second half, we looked a lot better. That's how you should look against the Giants. I mean, Dak just threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against them. So, you shouldn't look bad against them. I would have preferred more dominating performance. 13 still good. A win is a win. We still have a lot of work to do. We still did not look good. We just looked good enough to beat the Giants.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's a lot of work to be done, right? And again, it's one of those things, right? You win a game, you just get that off your back, right? You win a game. I know it's funny we're talking about just get that off your back, just winning a game, but you get that off your back. Then you kind of look into little things, right? And for example, the one thing that kind of stood out to me, and we'll get into particulars, flags, man. 8 flags. We had 8 flags this game. It seemed like we had a million more than that. On the other end, I look, the Giants had 7. The Giants are a bad team. That's a team that should have 8 flags. That's a team that should have 7 flags. That's a team that should be in their realm. We're a team that's, above all this stuff. We shouldn't have 8 flags in the game. We shouldn't be making personal foul penalties. We shouldn't have alignment penalties, holding penalties. Just stupid things, man. And that's one thing that bad teams do, right? Bad teams drop footballs and bad teams commit penalties. So for me, it's like a discipline thing. And this team's not a disciplined football team. I know we won the game and a lot of stuff happened tonight, but we won this game. But with that, you come away from this game, you're like, man, the Chiefs just this year, as of right now, just aren't a disciplined football team. But again, as things go, as things kind of get more into place, I think that'll be corrected, hopefully. But that's just one that stood out during that game. I'm like, gosh, like another flag. I mean, what's going on here? This isn't the team we've seen in the last few years.
We're averaging 8 penalties a game, so it's kind of a norm this season. We've just been my notes from the first half just generally were undisciplined, sloppy, stupid football, just plain stupid. Just really dumb. Just like we didn't look like a good team. I was like, man, we just don't look like a good team. It just doesn't. It's a bad product. Actually, at one point, I was really thinking, I wonder if the NFL thinks they made a mistake by putting the Chiefs on so many primetime games. We're not that team that we're not the Showtime light it up on the scoreboard and everyone watch. Now it's funny, everyone's gonna watch to see us lose. So we'll still get good ratings to see if this will be another game we might stumble, right? Yeah, it was hard to watch. Thank goodness Wilson I don't know what happened to him today. He went back to bad Wilson again.
Well, is it bad Wilson or is it the Chiefs, man? That's 2 weeks in a row we've made 2 quarterbacks look pedestrian, right? Yep. Made Jalen Hurts look pedestrian, made Russell Wilson look pedestrian. And like you mentioned, Wilson is coming off a really big game last week against the Cowboys.
It's true.
And I wonder how much of that is the Dallas Cowboys looking awful because Caleb Williams looked like the number 1 pick that he was supposed to be today against the Cowboys. So who knows? But again, Wilson looked great. Last week, he has 2 stellar receivers on his team, as does the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's 2 weeks in a row we've seen guys like Noel Williams, rookie, step up and play against A.J. Brown, play against Devontae Smith. This week we saw Noel Williams lay in the wood, which we have seen him do it on special teams all throughout the season so far. But playing against Malik Neighbors, playing against Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, you're seeing different guys step up, and they're going to have to step up, right? Because Christian Fulton's hurt, right? You're going to have to see guys like Noel Williams, guys like CRW, Chris Wallace, who stepped up again today. I know caught an interception and Russ throwing it in double coverage, like a punt return. But nonetheless, you're seeing other guys step up, and I think it's a testament of what the defenses look like. The defense looks phenomenal so far this year after week 1, right? If you eliminate week 1, you've seen a slow progression. Last week, they looked good. This week, that first drive, I was scared because Tyron Tracy's going hard as hell, going for 20-something yards. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then after that, after Scatterbo came in there and broke a few tackles, then you saw, okay, we got to bring the heat. And then you saw the guys bring the wood, bring the lumber the rest of the game. And you saw a very physical defensive football team after that first drive.
Yeah, Noel Williams played really well. He's very physical. I think he's going to have a game where he has a very costly PI that gets someone into the red zone, a very critical part of the game. He's very handsy, and he hasn't developed that reputation yet. Unfortunately, in the NFL, you can do that once you have the reputation. He unfortunately does not. So it's going to bite him and us in the ass one day, but that day wasn't necessarily it today. He got away with being pretty physical. I was very happy with that. And he was physical in college. That was his thing. He's one of the best press man corners in college football last year. So I was happy with this play. I was happy with our defense's play. It was good. I think it's a testament to our defense. And I think it's a testament to how bad the Cowboys defense is. The Cowboys defense is if we don't put up a lot, if we don't go on an explosion against the Cowboys, we have problems. They're making, I mean, what you saw tonight, Russ Wilson, they made him look like a Pro Bowler. So that right there just shows you we need to look really good against them. But, that's not for a little while. So we're okay for now.
Yeah, and by that point, we should have Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back, and hopefully Jalen Royals acclimated to the offense a little bit. So we should have a full cast of characters for that game. So more issues if we don't have that. And the one thing I loved about talking about CRW talking about Noah Williams, just talking about the secondary overall. And I hope Ryan Cook is okay. He's kind of he's the captain of our secondary, right? But up until like that final drive where Wandale caught that catch, only 2 receivers caught a ball tonight. It was mostly checkdowns and tight ends and running backs all night. I mean, Malik Neighbors had 1 catch up until his one of the final drives of that game. And I think he only ended with 2 for 13. So they did a really job phasing out. It's 2 weeks in a row where AJ Brown had 5 catches. Then you have Neighbors had 2 catches this week. So 7 catches between those 2 guys. Pretty good, I must say. And yeah, they shut down Wandale Robinson, one of the best slot receivers in the game. They shut him down completely. They just kind of erased him off the game plan tonight. 2 INTs, 2 sacks. The one thing I'll say, I love the defense. I'm giving all the flowers to Spags and the defense because they played well tonight. If the defense didn't play as good as they did with the way our offense looked in the first half, we might be talking about a different outcome right now. We'd be talking about 0-3 potentially. But Spags and the defense came to play. And the one thing I'll still say is we're not getting pressure. We're not getting pressure without blitzing. And
it was better tonight, though.
It was better tonight. But this is also a Giants offensive line, which is one of the worst in the league. They had their main guy left tackle on a snap count tonight just because he's not ready. He's returning back from a Liz Frank injury. That Giants offensive line is not the best in the league, and we weren't first half, we really weren't doing much as far as pressure. Was the second half where they kind of brought more pressure and we're getting home. So that's where we saw that a little bit. That's where I kind of is the only thing I want to see a little bit better of. Like G says, no pressure. Even with blitzing, we don't get the quarterbacks. Without the pressure, that's the only thing I want to see us kind of get rolling with. So thoughts on that?
I agree. Yeah, we definitely got more pressure once Thomas went out of the game. But it was nice to see Karlaftis wake up. He got a sack. He had 4 QB hits. Pretty good. Norman Lott was in the backfield a few times. He actually should have had a sack, which is too bad he didn't. But, yeah, it's going to be tougher. Next week will be a better test. But it's always a tough one because Lamar can run and they have a better O-line. But I did want to see more pressure with just our front. That's just kind of – I think we have a pass rush problem. It's, it'll look better against bad O-lines, and against good O-lines, we're going to have to blitz a lot. So, but hopefully, Norman Lott, I don't see a snap count. I need to look that up. It seemed like he played a lot more tonight, though.
It was his first ever start tonight, too. He started tonight.
Yeah, and he just played. Yeah, because, stars don't always mean that, but, I saw Gelati get hurt. I saw him a lot in the beginning. I didn't see him. I just didn't notice him from the second half. Did you? I didn't really notice him that much.
Not really. I didn't see him in the second half.
Yeah, Omenihu played a lot. Omenihu and Karlaftis played a lot tonight. I'd like to see the snap counts there. But it's just good to see Norman Lott play a lot more. I think it's good for him, and we need that push up front. I think that means they know that too, because they're saying we'll take the lumps in the run game. We need the pressure.
And that's why you have thumper linebackers like Nick Bolton to help out with that stuff.
Yeah.
And you also have a guy like Chris Jones, who's as good as he is, can help out with that. I love the defense. I want to start with defense tonight. I know we usually start with the offensive side of things because it's always the hot topic, right? But I thought the defense is the reason why we won this game, and that's kind of been the trend the last 2 years. Is the defense really doing their thing? And so I want to give Spags his flowers for this kind of masterpiece and kind of clinic tonight.
Neighbors, man, 2 for 13 and on weak routes, they'll come back. That was. To go from what those 2 guys combined for 300 yards last week to go from 300 to 40 is pretty crazy. Really impressive. It's awesome.
Yeah, AJ Brown and Malik Neighbors in 2 weeks, man, just shut them out of the game plan altogether. And next week, right? And I'll say this: having to play those guys, then next week you're playing the Baltimore Ravens. You're playing Zay Flowers. You're playing Rashad Bateman. You're playing decent receivers, but you're not playing to the level of the Neighbors and of the AJ Browns of the world. So it's a slight decline in the receiver talent that you're having to play. So different kind of game plan next week, right?
True. You should be able to play if you're using Wandale the way you should be. You should be able to play Wandale similar to how you played Flowers. Flowers is a little more kind of jerky with his movements. But they're pretty similar in that regard. They don't have a neighbors. So yeah, they pretty much just have kind of like a super Wandale.
That's actually a really good comparison. A super Wandale, Wandale's like a diet Zay Flowers.
Well, at the same time, I mean, if Wandale was the number one receiver on a team, he'd be getting 11 targets a game too every week and putting up Flower stats. So I don't think it's that crazy, really. They're both what? Wasn't Wandale like a first or second round pick? He was pretty early.
Was he? He was.
I'm on him right now. Second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking like high. I mean, there's not a lot of huge differences there. I'm sure they're 40 times close, and I'm sure the Coens are close. They're very similar players. Just one has an all-pro quarterback, MVP quarterback running around back there and being able to take attention off of him. One has Russell Wilson throwing into double coverage. Wandale like 5'9" with Wandale Robinson. Some of those decisions, man, that was – I get it. You want to give a 50-50 ball to Neighbors. That's his thing. He should be able to out-jump people. Okay, I'll give you that. Watson just had great – that was just great coverage. He had great coverage down the sideline. He was with him step for step, turned around really early, able to just position that ball. I mean, Neighbors couldn't even fight for that ball. That's how, like, early Watson turned around and just prepped for it. Yeah, Wilson had a really bad game.
Yeah. And I thought they were going to move to Dart at some point in that game. They do that weird, like, quarterback. I don't get when quarterbacks do that dual thing where they bring in a guy. They've done it a few times this season already. So
it looked like our run game, the way they cycled him in and out.
Not entirely, but yeah, no, I get the
good
point.
Segue. There you go.
That was a good segue. Yeah, so let's go to the offensive side of things. I know JD said he'll be on here in a couple of minutes. He just actually landed. I thought he was landing earlier, so he might have had some delays today. But yeah, look at the offensive side. So first half, one to forget, like you mentioned, it was a really rough half of football to watch. Just a lot of field goals, a lot of stalling, a lot of penalties, a lot of things. And you know, the offensive line was kind of rough. Mahomes was really not getting much playing. It was not much game time back there. Juwan Taylor looked rough. Offensive line really
schooled with one arm of Burns.
Burns dominated him on that one. That was bad.
Ooh, boy.
But like collectively, offensive line, each of them, you can go through each one of them. All of them had their woes, right? But always look at Taylor, right?
Yeah, they did.
All of them had their place. I'm seeing people in the comments talking about Creed Humphrey. He didn't look the best tonight.
When I was on the phone with you at one point, I was like, is it just me and people in the chat? Creed Humphrey, I see him in space so much, not blocking anybody out in space. I'm just like, he's just out there like looking around sometimes. I'm just like, dude, find someone to engage with. Like, well, I don't understand it, but whatever.
Yeah. Gee, it's not you. It is not borderline awful. Yeah, it is awful. Obviously, execution is atrocious. So yeah, offensively, first half, it made no sense. We always talk about this on the show, how like the run sets up the pass, right? And on the second play of the game, we didn't run. And I may not be mistaken, did Remigio have a carry before Pacheco did the first half of that game? Because Pacheco didn't get a carry until like late in the first half of that game, which is really interesting. But like, yeah, look that up, please. But the thing that I thought was so interesting about this, we're doing a play action. I always laugh when teams do play actions when like, and it's always like when I was younger in Madden, right? Just doing a play action because the play looked cool. You know, actually, there's no real reason for it. You're just clicking on the play because there's a PA rollout. You like that, but I don't think we didn't run a run play. It was a second play of the game or third play of the game. We run a play action, and it's like, what are you doing? Are you serious? Forget about the tendencies. Defenses are looking at our tendencies and know that this is a waste of a play action. No one in their right mind thinks you're running the ball on that play when you're doing a play action. Just tendencies and also not running one yet at all.
If you're not going to count the backwards pass to Pacheco, then yeah, Remigio got a carry before he did.
Doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah, I mean, Pacheco's biggest impactful play of like the first like 3 drives was him fixing Mahomes' jersey after it got like pulled down below his shoulder pads. That was his best play of maybe the first half, actually. So yeah, I mean, and then he came out and ran for a good while. I think he was running for 5 yards a carry. He's just not getting the work. He ended it with 4.5 a carry. Yeah, I mean, it's very odd. There's that one drive where he had like 2 back-to-back, like 7 and like 6 yard carries, and we just didn't run it with him after that. Like, he kept getting those backward plays. Just like take those out and give him carries instead. Like, instead of those stupid Mahomes, man. I'm surprised no one checked him for concussion after some of those plays. Like, I don't know what the hell he was doing on those. Like, that's at one point where I was like, dude, this is bad football team like stuff. This is like bad, like it's old school, like Jake Plummer, like turn around, throw his left hand like to nobody type plays. Like, it's just bad stuff. Yeah, we came out sharp in the second half. I'll say that because it looked, I think, normal. I don't think it was special. I think it was a good drive. We executed, but I think it was just coming off a half where we looked so bad. So it looks so much better than like, I think Collins was like, this is a team. This is the Kansas City Chiefs we want to see. It's like, I mean, sort of. It's closer to what the Chiefs we want to see, but.
There he is.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, JD?
Yo.
Oh, shoot. I'm literally just getting off a flight and came right in here and jumped on.
There you go. We're in the swing of things.
On Chiefs concerns, man. What's happening? Great win tonight, right?
Hey, a win is a win. We'll take a win. We'll take a win, JD. We'll take a win.
Absolutely will.
Oh, Olipop.
Olipop. Yes, sir, we will. Yes, sir, Reid Bob. We will take a win.
JD, we're talking about the offense right now. And your tweet was perfect throughout the game. The one, our first drive out after halftime. First half is atrocious. Getting nothing going. There's no balance. There's no creativity. There's no rhythm. Nothing's going well. Second half, they come out, and like Teja just said, it wasn't creative. It wasn't a creative drive. It was a balanced drive. You had a mix of run and pass. It made sense. It was rhythmic. It was fast. It was quick, and it made a lot of sense. What was your big takeaway from what you saw in that first drive of the second half? What do you think Andy was telling the guys in the locker room to come out with that kind of game plan they had in that first drive in the second half?
I mean, to be honest, I really do believe it was strategic as far as like how they wanted to go after them. One of the things they did is they got Patrick on the outside and threw the ball out of his hand immediately right now. Start throwing the ball to Brown, and got Kelce involved. Everybody started getting a little piece of the offense, and not only that, but also running the football effectively. And I think it's what you had to do is just kind of run downhill a little bit, Checo. And so it was a great mix of what you need in the offense. You need balance. You really do. And so I think that's what they lack. They had been lacking the first 2 games. So when you are just trying to throw the ball around all around the field, you put yourself in precarious positions. But as long as you're getting yards with the run, stick with it. And so we also did a little bit, misdirection, a couple of bend plays that we did. So, that zone bend was good. But we also, too, what we did was we gave linebackers different things to look at. But Patrick got the ball out of his hand quick. And I think that is something that we have to be able to do. And it wasn't like just a quick little slant. It was like a 10-yard out and, curl route. So you hit the intermediate routes. Getting the ball in your hands like that, it's hard for the defense to tee off on you when you don't have enough time to get back there. And so once they started doing that, man, they really found their rhythm. But it looked great. Pacheco was able to, eat. And so that's what we was able to see. The guys up front, another thing is they got to actually put the cleats in the ground and block.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they got to do. And so when we was watching, the first half, part of the time Patrick couldn't step into his throws because guys were still in his face a little bit. And so, I wrote this down, man, was like I was in the airport. I said, man, first quarter defense was laying the hammer down. Better play from the linebackers and game tackling, of course, did a much better job of that. Offense looked decent, still some penetration, but at least they had a few big plays. But some of those big plays, because it's just inconsistent, then you have the penalties, and all those penalties and stuff, where did it come from? Came from the pass. That's what it is. So they still wasn't really clean up front, and I put that in. O-line still was not clean. That was the first half. But then, like I said, it just seemed like they was like, look, let's go with this. How about we do, I wouldn't say vanilla, but things that we're really good at, right? That's moving guys around. That's Patrick getting outside the pocket, throwing the ball with a strike. And all they did was just move the change, methodically down the field. And that's what the Chiefs look like. That's who we are as an offense. Juju was starting to get off. He's catching the daggone football. He looked great. Yeah, he looked great. Chiefs fan SoCal said Juju showed up about time. Hey, man, he's been there. And guys can only do what you ask them to do. That's it. That's all. What you give them the ability to do. So Juju showed up because we gave a couple plays to him, and he looked good. Juju made a few people miss, ran over a couple guys. I'm like, that's what we're missing. We're missing something like that. And so he shouldn't just be regulated to just blocking when he can catch the football. He can get open. He knows how to find the windows on the holes to catch the football. So that's good.
Yeah, and also with that drive, looking at it, it was the most balanced. And we always talk about balance, right? 11-play drive, 6 run plays on that drive. 6 run plays on 11-play drive.
Hey, what else you going to say? It works, right? It works. Keep them off balance.
It also helps you play action, too.
Helps to play action. Cleats in the ground. You want the linebackers to move, laterally as opposed to coming down the hill. And even if they do, somebody's right behind them. And that's where they found the windows. But when Hollywood Brown was coming out to break, the ball was right there on him. So it's a great combination. It's a great combination for those guys to kind of, just find themselves, really. So.
Yeah, and you talked about the play action I mentioned before you came on, JD, like the second play of the game. And, we talk about it all the time. Defenses are studying our tendencies. They know we do what we don't do. Second play of the game, play action. It was like, our third play of the game was a play action. Like, what are we doing? We haven't run the ball yet. Why are we doing a play action on the third play of the game?
Yeah. Well, that's Chiefs fans from SoCal said, love Juju. Yeah, so I guess he was talking about time on here, about time.
Oh, yeah.
I got you, Chiefs fans from SoCal. I got you. Yeah.
You mentioned it's about the running the ball, right? So, like, on that drive is where we kind of got things going, and Pacheco didn't get a carry in the first half, like late in the first half. Remigio had a carry before Pacheco did, JD. I mean, that just, makes no sense. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, I don't know, but they fixed it in the second half, so I'm happy with the adjustments they made. They fixed it.
Let me say, I like the addition of Remigio. Give him a chance to win the football. 100%. Why not?
100%.
Why not do that with him?
100%.
Really? So that's what he's great at. He got some good yards for that. So
yeah. No, I love that. I'm just saying the fact that Remigio got a carry for him is just interesting. But yeah, because we haven't had that that McCole Hardman dynamic where you're having a guy in there for jet motion to hand the ball off to. And we saw that with Remigio. We saw that with Rashard Smith. 2 guys who you can utilize their speed and their strengths. That's another guy the defense has to key in on.
Well, that's why it's problematic when you scratch your head because Worthy goes out. It's like, no, you still got these. There's a couple of fast guys we still got that we can utilize. So you shouldn't have to scrap everything because Worthy's not there. Like I said, Hollywood Brown could go deep. Tyquan Thornton could go deep. Remigio catches the football well. Did a great job during preseason. You got to use these guys. There are weapons out there. So
Thornton can definitely go deep.
Absolutely. Rashard Smith, giving him a little carry. So I think, the second half looked like a much better team. A much more confident team, but also too, we're going to run our stuff. There's some things we're going to implement that we hadn't really done before, and that's really running the football. And they were effective with it.
What do you think about that bomb he threw to Hollywood when we were up by 13 with like 2.5 minutes left?
Perfect. I thought it was beautiful.
You like that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I was like, wow, okay.
Why is
You guys
that?
really want to eat? I just didn't see a bomb coming from our 20-yard line on a 3rd and 4 with like 2.5 minutes of it. Just surprised me. I thought we were just going to try to run it down to the 2-minute warning.
You talking about when he scrambled and threw the deep one? Is that what you're talking about? I'm talking
about at the way end of the game when it was like over. It was like 2:14 left, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
We instead of just running the ball to the 2-minute warning,
oh yeah,
he did like a play action like long throw to Hollywood.
Okay. Oh, I did see that, and the guy knocked it down. Kind of got
Yeah. I was surprised by that. I was like, wow, okay, we're just trying to make it right, huh? We're just trying to really get. Yeah. When I see that, I'm like, okay, so they still think, which I like, oh, they still think they have stuff to work on then, which I'm totally okay with. Like, this is real time, man. Get it all in, play it.
Well, look, if you got the ability to get behind the defense, which they did, it was kind of underthrown. Why not try it? And that's what will scare defenses. It really will. So what you're putting on film now is like saying, hey, listen, they're just not going to be throwing these little dinks and dunks and whatnot. Like, they're legit going to go down the field. And so you better be ready. So put the ice out on the knees and your hips, lace your your shoelaces up, be ready because they're coming after you. That's the fear you had to still put into defenses. You have to. And you can't say, well, they ain't got Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Well, we got other fast guys. Why not try them out? Seriously. We should, with this offense that we have, and I know we have weapons all around, we should be still putting fear in people's hearts. Really. And that's why I didn't really go into the whole, like, people are washed up and whatnot. They're only washed up, man, when you don't use them, right? So,
or not using them in the ways they should be utilized, right? Like, I mean, I know people want to say, like, for example, I'm not saying this, but people are saying, oh, Kelce is 2025 version of Kelce. It seems like Andy Reid is going to a place where he's still trying to use the 2018 version of him, and like it was the bubble. They did a bubble screen with Kelce, and that got like no yards there. Not just his fault, right? But also too, the blockers didn't really set him up for anything outside after the catch there. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff too, setting him up for success. And I think at times there, it's like, we can maybe run that play with somebody else potentially, or scrapping that altogether if you're going to run it with 87 at this point.
Yeah.
I think they have adjusted. I mean, I think something Collinsworth said during the game, which was very true. Kelce's not your number one target anymore. We don't really have a number one target out there when Worthy and Rice aren't out there. We don't have a bona fide number one. We have a lot of guys who need to step up and play their role is what we have. And Kelce has got a role. I wouldn't call it a number one receiver anymore for us, or a number one option for us anymore. I think he's past that. There's a reason why we invested high picks into receivers the last few years. There's no surprise at that. It's because we've seen this coming, which I'm glad we have. I'm really glad we have. But yeah, I mean, I just want to also say to go along with this, it's really nice to have like a camp favorite, like a camp story like Thornton actually blossom into something like this. It's really cool to finally have that. We've had a lot of them over the years that just didn't pan out or didn't live up to it. But man, I mean, we really found something in this guy. I mean, he's got hands. He's still developing, but in the meantime, man, he can fly.
Yeah. Look, he was as advertised. I mean, and it was consistent in camp. It was, day after day, him just making plays. And so, I mean, you had to take advantage of that, right? So he's doing it during camp. Why would you not have the same confidence him coming into the season, especially if the guys are not there that you're going to utilize? So it's like, well, shoot, man, next guy up. You're the next guy up.
It happens a lot, though. It does. It happens a lot where it just doesn't, whether it's confidence or it's just different in the real time game. It doesn't always translate. That's what I'm saying. It's just nice to see it like translate. Like what you saw here what you see in what you saw in camp, what you saw in preseason, what you're seeing in regular season. It's what I guess the cliche putting it all together, right? And I think he's putting it together right now, and he's playing like he belongs, which is just great.
It's a twofold thing, right? Because it wasn't only with us. Patriot fans for the last few years have been raving about, oh man, if he only put what he did in training camp on the actual field, we're gonna have a stud. That's what the Patriots fans have always been saying. Patriot fans always talk about how, oh man, like he's awesome in camp. You see the videos that come out of camp, never came out during the game, and that could be for myriad of reasons, right? Quarterback situation, offensive line, whatever they had going on over there. But with us, we saw the same thing, right? Like, and I saw Patriot fans saying, "Oh, well, wait till it gets to the game time." And we've seen it in game time. And not only is what we're seeing what we heard in training camp and mini camp and preseason, we're also seeing Mahomes trust him. Mahomes trusts him. He drops that bomb tonight, which he should have had. But like a minute later, he throws that same bomb to him again. It was a harder pass and catch, and he catches it. And that just shows you Mahomes trusted. And not only have we seen the training camp heroes' names been called out before, but we've also heard a lot of times where, oh man, Pat doesn't really trust his guys, right? We've had guys like Justin Ross come in. We've had guys like MVS. We've had guys like Scott. We had different guys who come in during that type period. And you could see that as Pat lost trust in some of these guys, or if he ever had developed that kind of chemistry with them, Tyquan Thornton's come in this year and he's developed that chemistry with Pat, and it's pretty seamless. I gotta say how quickly they've caught on with each other. What do you guys think?
I think, but it goes back to camp. I think it was a little bit more consistent with him, and as opposed to Justin Ross. I mean, Justin Ross, he make a couple of plays. Everybody always talking about the basket catch. I was talking to somebody the other day. I said, man, people getting on me about his basket catch and this and that. And I was like, you know what? I told him he needs to do it again. You want to get on the field, you need to do it again. Tyquan Thornton, every opportunity he got out there in camp, he did it again. Kept hearing his name day after day. And so, yeah, Pat trusted him. And so when you build confidence up, okay, I'm just giving you a player perspective. In camp, when you're catching a ton of balls and you know the quarterback has confidence in you, all you're looking for is an opportunity to play. That's what it boils down to, right? Really, that's what it is. And so because of the misfortune of the two guys that we, with Worthy and Rice, he got thrust into the position to play. He's like, daggone, here's my shot. Here's my shot to, to make it all right. Okay. Didn't make it up there in New England. And, always people was using and saying whatever they wanted to say. But I actually have a legit shot to do some things out here. And once he got comfortable, Pat was comfortable with him. Now it's just sometimes you got to lean on guys like that. And they do have stories of guys who coming out of those, out of camp, who's doing a really good job, right? It may not be the first round picks and whatnot. He's like, who's this guy? Yeah, he's one of the camp favorites that came and tore it up. So it just adds on to now you know that you have this weapon. You was using him all camp. And then other guys, like somebody said, ball with Black Star says Worthy, Rice, Thornton. Come on, man. I mean, seriously. Let's trade for Kamara now. I mean, you got Steele, Hollywood Brown, and Juju. We got a legit receiving core of guys that got experience and can play. So they needed to just get this one under their belt, man, for them to kind of like just breathe a little bit, right? They come on. So they were just talking about the emotion that they had during halftime. Guys talking like, look, okay, now this is ridiculous. We're much better than what we've shown. And it's time really to kind of go and attack them a little bit. So
yeah, I think when everyone's back, I think I'm pro Thornton getting more playing time than Hollywood Brown at this point.
That's kind of the commentary in the chat. Everyone's saying that Thornton is the guy over Hollywood Brown. So everyone's saying in the chat before you even got on, JD. What do you make of that? How do you feel as far as a tier wise of Thornton and Hollywood?
I think that's a ridiculous statement. That's what I think. Seriously,
what Thornton does best, Hollywood doesn't do one thing better than him.
So when he goes deep and catches the football, great. We seen Hollywood Brown catch 10 balls. There's a reason why you got somebody legitimately catching balls, because he's a solid receiver in this league. He's got experience. He's not won over. That's why, like with this group, everybody can eat in a week. It doesn't change. It shouldn't change that way. And so these tiers are getting guys in. Hollywood Brown is still the number 3 wide receiver to me. It's just not. It's just absolutely.
I think by reputation he is.
Of course, he's earned it. Look,
That doesn't. Who he
now,
was is not who he is, right?
What do you mean?
I think the same reason why I'm saying Kelce's not our number 1 anymore. People are like, really? Based on his resume. But like the resume of what you've done is not who you are at the current time. I don't think Hollywood, I don't know if it's because of injuries or he's not acclimated enough. I don't know what it is, but he's not as effective as Thornton is for what they do best. Yeah, he had 10 catches. He had 16 targets that game. If you give Tyquan Thornton 16 targets, he's going to catch 8 to 10 balls for 100 yards. What I mean,
I don't know. Well, look, I don't know that. What I do know, proof is in the pudding. You throw the ball, he must be getting open. He caught 10 balls. So to me, that's a solid receiver. So as far as like,
I didn't say he wasn't solid. I just said I think Tyquan Thornton's above him on the pecking order. That's all.
Well, okay, I disagree with that. I think Tyquan Thornton he does a thing very well, right? He runs deep routes very well. Like he's that receiver. So everybody has a different skill set, right?
Totally.
Same thing, yes. Remigio and all those different things. Tyquan Thornton, if you want to run deep, cool. Hollywood Brown, him coming out that break, catching the ball out on the out route, it was a strike. He caught it, but that's what Hollywood Brown could do well. He's a possession receiver. So, and I think, when guys look at this and week in and week out, you had to sit there and say, okay, what our defense is doing and what are they trying to stop? Did they see a guy like Tyquan Thornton actually coming? Maybe they didn't. But if I'm looking at Hollywood Brown, who legitimately have caught a number of balls in the NFL, him catching the 10 balls say he still can do those things. Seriously. I mean, I just really, Tyquan Thornton does something well, something we wanted MVS to be able to do. We got the guy that can do that. Now, Hollywood Brown coming out the break, better than Tyquan Thornton, without a doubt. Much more quicker. Absolutely. Better hands. No doubt about it. Tyquan Thornton, he's got a lane for him to be in.
Does he have better hands?
Who?
You're saying Hollywood definitely has better hands than Thornton?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I think there's more variety to his route tree. So we're seeing Hollywood catch a little bit more balls, whereas Tyquan we're seeing him just catch 9 routes, and that's pretty much all he's doing out there.
That's his thing, right?
Some of those balls are hard, man. Those are hard balls.
What's that?
Some of those balls are hard. I don't know if Hollywood's going down with some of those balls.
Look, the NFL receivers. Teja, listen, I'm just telling you.
No, I know, but I've lived through the Sky Moores of the world. NFL receivers should be able to catch a lot of balls that they don't always catch. That's the thing. Like, guys don't always catch easy things, right? I mean,
Sky Moore was struggling. There's guys in the league that do struggle. When I'm looking at guys that catch balls, proof is in the pudding because Hollywood Brown has been doing it over the years. He has great hands. He runs great routes. That's why Hollywood Brown is effective. He is. Yeah. So I'm not going to.
I'm not dogging Hollywood. I'm not dogging him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you just sit there and say Tyquan Thornton needs to be the third guy.
I said when everyone's back because I think when everyone's back, we have guys that do things amazingly well. Worthy does a lot of things. Rice is a slant merchant with a yak. I think Thornton has that definitive deep threat role that no one else does as well on him on the team. That's why I think he's got something set in stone for him no matter who's out there. Like we could have Chase and Higgins out there and Thornton's still getting targets every week because what he does, not many guys, definitely on our team, do better than him. I think he might be the best deep threat, arguably, on our team. Hey, man. Hey, don't tell me Worthy, because last year Worthy couldn't get his foot in bounds for half of those balls, or he couldn't catch him on deep balls, and him and Mahomes didn't get on the same page.
I will. Mahomes has good chemistry, has better chemistry with Thornton on the deep ball than I have seen in a while on deep balls. I will say that.
Yes. But that means something, though, because Mahomes is our quarterback, so that's important.
It does, but Xavier Worthy, him catching one in the Super Bowl, we wanted to continue this thing. In camp, they were doing the same thing deep to Xavier Worthy.
It took 20 weeks, but we finally got there with Worthy and Mahomes.
Yeah. Well,
it took 4 weeks.
Gauge the fastest guy in the league. I mean,
it took 1 week with Thornton, though.
Huh?
It took 1 week with Thornton to get there already.
Well, shoot, Pat, like, man, you ain't out. You can't outrun my arm. Xavier Worthy, he like, X. Yo, like, I got to get that down. Like, once we get that down where I'm launching the ball, these are things you just try, man. You do. Sure, now all of a sudden we got it down. Tyquan Thornton's the #1 receiver when Rice and him come back. So Rice and Wilson come back, Tyquan Thornton's the deep ball guy. That's what Teja said. I got it. Okay.
The way he repositions for those deep balls, he is
No, look. And
I'm gonna say elite deep ball guy, because that's what I think. Look, the way he's playing right now. Here, I'm gonna say somewhere else right now. The way he's playing right now, if he continues this, forget about re-signing him. He's gonna get paid a lot of money out there.
Good.
We signed MVS to that contract that a lot of people liked, and then they hated very quickly. He's gonna get more than MVS money, because again, his skill set is extremely hard to find out there. This is why guys get drafted in the first round from running a fast 40 time with weak college tape. This is how they get that. Because guys are like, oh, this guy just turns into the deep that we want him to be. Man, sky's the limit. Thornton's doing it right now. He's not just a 40-yard dash anymore. He's turning that into an actual career,
No, look, he's still building on it. Yeah, look,
100%.
Yeah, that shit, we done made him all of a sudden. What is it, AJ Brown now? Who's he supposed to be? He's Devontae Adams. Listen, the man is ascending to get to being better, right? And I want him to get more shots and more chances. Absolutely. The thing is, with the whole group, is now you're sitting there saying, you just can't key on one guy just being a deep ball. Now you got a Worthy. Now you got a Thornton. Now you got a Hollywood Brown. Now you got a Rasheed Rice who plays on the outside. You want to necessarily put him in slot. And so now all these different things that you have, it's just more weapons. It is. So now you can't double up Rice. We can't double up and run bracket on Worthy. Now you got legit guys to get behind the defense.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you want.
Wait till the number 4 cornerbacks on him.
Huh?
Wait till the number 4 corners on him.
Yeah, that's what you. But it's mismatches, right? And so if you take a chance and opportunity to give that guy one, no doubt about it. But if I'm sitting over here and I'm sitting there saying, look, I need a play that I need to move the chains, intermediate routes and whatnot, I'm gonna look for Hollywood Brown. I'm gonna look for Juju. Okay, Thornton does something very well. Okay.
Right now, you're saying that right now.
What do you mean? Yeah.
4 weeks, I'm saying Rice is that guy, though, right? Rice is that guy.
Yeah. Week 7 when he comes back.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying when those guys come back is what I was saying.
But when those guys come back, they're gonna need somebody to take them out. When somebody, hey, coach, I need somebody to come in. Hollywood, we need for you to run this, bang 8. Juju, we need for you to get this curl route, at 10 to 12 yards. Those guys, because they know what to do, and that's all we. But that's why I said in this wide receiver room, we already had enough. The reason we had enough is because of Hollywood Brown, because of a Juju, and now Tyquan Thornton is, now he's emerged as actually a legit weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cool. I can't take the crown and put it on his head now. Like, well, shoot, now he's gonna come out there, man. This sucker gonna have a long tail and
let me be his agent. Let me be his agent.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah,
I'll get his ass. I'll get his ass paid.
I got you. And look, like I said about Justin Ross, all you want him to do, yes, when he has opportunities, give him a shot to throw the ball. Give him a shot. Now, what's what I'm going to tell you, though? This is what's going to happen in the league. All right? It happens with everybody. When a guy starts catching balls like that, defensive coordinators take notice. They do.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there saying, well, this guy, this is what they do. Here's the tendency. And so we start watching what some of the tendencies are with the Taekwondo third when he comes in. And so those are things that adjustments that defensive coordinators have to make as well. And so that's when somebody actually starts, scheming you somewhat. Now you're on the board. Now you're on the board. Now they see you. Okay. Now it's like, you know what? He's a legit guy. He can go up and go get it. And so everybody, like I said, everybody has their niche that they can do. That's his. So yeah, I don't. But like I said, Xavier Worthy, he's still the deep ball threat to me. That's the one you throw the ball to. Deep.
It was nice to see him catch that short touchdown too, right? Thornton.
Yeah. It was. Right. And it matter of fact, it was such a great design play that everybody watched Pat's eyes going to the right. It was just designed, and Thornton just found the window. Shock! He just put it right on him. But those are the things, man. I love him having an opportunity. I do. So,
moral of the story is when Worthy and Rice come back, we're set with Hollywood or Taekwondo or however they get rotated into the game. And also Jalen Royals too, whenever he gets a shot. I thought we were going to see a little bit of him tonight. He just was there on the sidelines all suited up, but never got any play, which is interesting.
Yeah. But even saying all of that, you still have to have the right play calls at the right time, the tempos and stuff like that. And what I seen the second half, it looked a lot different than it did the first. Like, I don't want to see, look, I like Buckner. He comes out, and apparently Buckner's, like all the kickers out here are struggling. This, and I just don't know what happened the last 2 years with kickers. But with that being said, they need to score touchdowns, and Pat and them know that. They need to put it in the end zone. So that's the bottom line. And we could go bombs away all day, but are we, doing something that's be able to move the chains, or just taking a shot every once in a while? Every once in a while is good. Nothing wrong with that. So,
I mean, and again, I think that comes back to the run of the ball. And we kind of talked about that first drive after this after halftime. But looking at it from now that we've seen all the game's over now, we get to see the carry split. And we talked a lot about that last week. That the whole episode last week was based on the running game with Derek Blaylock. If you haven't checked that out, it's a really good watch, guys. So definitely go. We do film study on our running game from last week. But with that being said, again, we come out of this game and there's really not a clear number one guy. Pop, 10 carries, 45 yards. Kareem Hunt, 10 carries, 34 yards and a touchdown. Also had multiple first down conversions throughout the game. Again, cementing the fact that we don't need this gimmicky tush push play. We can just give it to number 29 and he can get us a first down. So I love that. But what did you see from the running game, be it talk about the first half versus the second half? And what did you make of the split tonight? And again, it still seems like there is no kind of rhythm to their substitution on the running back rotation.
I mean, it looked to me like they were trying to give the lion's share to Pac and wasn't quite working like they thought it was going to be. And then Kareem came in, and then Pac came in, and actually Pac was like, okay, let me give you a little bit more. I didn't see really much of the fourth quarter because I was on the flight. So I don't know as far as like how everything transpired. I see we had 22 points, the scores, but I think they still look good. And you got to go with the hot hand. But shoot, that's what's going to happen. They're still going to keep trying to figure this thing out. But I think probably The most hopeful thing is that we just decided to run the daggone football. And the guys got up front and start blocking a little bit better. And when I heard Creed Humphrey, he understood it. Well, everything we were saying about the blocking assignments and whatnot, Creed Humphrey was echoing exactly what, me and Block was saying. Yeah, seriously, So they knew it didn't look good, and they needed to try to rectify themselves. And so still kind of started out a little slow, but got a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think you kind of highlight a key point here, and we have exactly where I was going to go. Baca 47, Baca 87. Appreciate the contribution, buddy. Get to week 7, 3-3. Veach, please sign Alvin Kamara. We would have to trade for him. But people want to say just go trade for a running back. It's not so much that; it's the commitment to the run, which until we show that, it's not going to matter who we get back there. We get Marcus Allen back there. We can get, Tony Dorsett back there. It's not going to matter. If you're not committing to the run, it doesn't matter who the heck you have back there, be it Pacheco, Pop, anybody, Barry Sanders. That's where it has to start. And when Nagy talks about, we need to start fast and you come out fast, we're barely running the ball in our first 2 drives of the game. It's stale. Nothing's really going on. It doesn't make any sense. Offensive line, is getting beat because what you always said, the pass rushers, they're peeling their ears back, just going at the quarterback because they know that's what you're going to throw the ball. So until there is more of a commitment to the run, there's no need to go trade for a running back because that's not going to do anything.
No, that's it. If you don't commit to it, what difference does it make? Like you said, shoot, you have to be purposeful in what you're doing to run the football and saying, we got to get at least 25 runs tonight. That's what we got to do. 25 runs, 45 passes, get somewhere around 70. That's where you're looking at, 70 to 65 plays a game. And so that's where it should be. But you shouldn't be no less than 25 rushes a game. You just shouldn't. And they shouldn't be. And a lot of those shouldn't come from the quarterback. You know what I mean? With Pat, they looked at his stats. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, whose stats are these? And it was Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, Pat is out there killing them, running the ball. The leading rusher. Come on, man. Should never happen. Not here with this, with this offense.
Teja, your opinion on the running back split tonight, and also what Baca 87 here is talking about trading for an Alvin Kamara type.
Money has to work. Trades are trades are tough. I don't think we've seen enough of either guy to know that they're not going to work. Long-term options, sure. I don't think either one of them are long-term options at this point, but what's the season high here for carries? 11 in the game. Again, Pacheco had 10 for 45. At one point, he was averaging 5 yards a carry. He had one drive where he had 8 and 6 back-to-back, and we didn't give him the ball the rest of the drive. Like, feed somebody. The guy's playing in front of 50 of his hometown fans and family and friends. Like, he's going to play up to that. Give him the ball. Give him the ball more, and he looked good. So it's like, you say you want to ride a hot hand, but it's got to get hot first. When it's warm, you stop giving him the ball and it gets cold. let it get hot. How can it ever get hot? It's like room temperature. So it's weird. Did he do enough to separate himself from? I know that was one of the quotes. They want someone to separate themselves. Like, how can you ever do that? So, it was encouraging. I want to see him get more touches.
Yeah, 2 and 3 games. Hunt, 5 carries, 8 carries, 10 carries. Pacheco, 5 carries, 10 carries, 10 carries. So the season high is 10 carries in the game.
10 carries. Okay. Or when they get a double-digit mark, they're like, all right, that's it. you're on a touch cap.
Right.
We're maxing you out at 10.
JD, based on what we heard from Matt Nagy last week, I know everyone in the chat is really, enthused about Brashard Smith naturally. He's a fun guy. He's fast. He's a dynamic guy. But based on what Nagy said last week, it seems like we're really not going to get to see him be this bell cow, like not bell cow, but a guy who's going to get 5 to 10 touches at least anytime soon. Nagy basically said this week, he's coming along. Rashard's coming along fine. I'm summarizing what he said. He's coming along fine. We got some packages for him, but we like how he's progressing. And tonight we saw him get a couple, end around the jet sweeps, 2 carries, 13 yards, and just being in there, just kind of, drawing the defense off to kind of have to tune in, to key in on another fast guy. Where do you see him, like, as far as carry counts in the year? Where do you see him kind of? Do you think this is kind of where it's going to be for him this year, or do you anticipate him getting an uptick in carries to be a 5 to 10 carry game guy this year?
No, I think they're going to bring him along slowly. He's still got to earn your spot. On special teams, he's not quite there. I watched him on special teams, and it's like, yeah, hey, man, come on now. You want to be out there on the field, get it done. It's like a little buddy up there with Pittsburgh. He bobbles the, the kickoff. Like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You came here to be the guy, right? Caleb Johnson, and you something's not right. And I'm telling you how it works. They use rookies to play, especially if you're not like a high draft pick. You're going to be playing special teams. But you got to be committed to special teams, do everything right in the special teams to warrant getting more carries, okay? And if they see you in practice and they see that you still need some work, he still needs to learn how the tempo and the breathing and all of that goes, that's fine. We could want it for him. The fans can, but we're not in film room. We're not at practice every single day. Mm-hmm. So we don't know what his weaknesses are, especially in NFL setting. That's the problem. Everybody, Alvin Kamara, okay, well, why don't we just go get Saquon Barkley? Well, how about that? How about we just, instead of doing Alvin, how about we just go somewhere like that, right? There's several guys you could use name-wise. But like you said, if this is not really our forte and we okay with guys getting 20 carries or 25 carries and them splitting it, that's what the Chiefs are saying. That's enough for us to win. Okay? Because we got all the other, the fast cars on the outside. We just need our guys to do enough to keep them honest. If they start to get off, let them get off. So when they said, if you want to separate yourself, they hoping Pacheco makes a break. They hoping Kareem Hunt makes a break. Okay? Where it's definitive from how they play. So is it definitive in those 10 carries to say you're the guy? Maybe not. Maybe they say, hey, still not a clear winner. But, Pacheco was going to be that guy because, like you said, his family's out there, of course, they want to be able to, feature him. And I think he did a good job. Got him to the outside a little bit, up the gut somewhat. So, man, it was decent.
And to be fair, Rashard's been at 20% of our leading carrier. 20% of the carries that he had.
That's true. 2 to 13, 2 to 10.
Two is not a lot, but 2 out of 10s.
That's it, right?
It's actually not that bad if you think about it. It's not like our leading carrier was 20 and Rashard's getting 2. 20% is 20%. So for a third game of a project, that's what he was. He was a project. Yeah. He lasted as long as he did. 20% is pretty good in his third game.
It's true. He's getting more toast than Caleb Johnson is. Caleb Johnson's being a healthy scratch in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So and he was drafted 3 or 4 rounds earlier compared to Rashard. Yeah. JD, so Teja and I started off the episode talking about the defense, and since week 1, it's progressively gotten better without the defense and Spags. Is kind of, game plan scheme. This game was potentially could have lost this game pretty easily, but the defense kept us in the first half. We weren't scoring. We were just getting up field goals. The defense kept us in this game. Up until midway through the fourth quarter, only 2 receivers had a catch. We saw 2 INTs in this game, Roland Wallace. We saw him stand up. We saw Noah Williams do his thing tonight. 2 sacks. Again, pass rush. It got better in the second half, but first half still wasn't there without the blitz. And then once Adrian Thomas came out, then you saw more of a pass rush tonight. Omar Norman-Lott stepped up. But what have you seen from the defense from week 1 to week 3? What has impressed you the most from seeing what we saw from against the Chargers to what we saw tonight against the Giants?
Just aggressive. They're much more aggressive. The secondary is playing sticky on guys. And I think that's all about Dave Merritt and Spags. You know, he trusts those guys. Jalen Watson looks like he's back in his own old self. He's very confident. So that's what I see. Much more aggressive defense than the very first week. Okay, first week, and this is communication. This is what it takes. Like when you get decimated against a Chargers team with wide receivers and, you know, Keenan Allen being 100 years old, catching footballs, and, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, the next 2 weeks, you know, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and those guys coming in, and you do a great job against them. Well, you're much more aggressive. When I watched Noah Williams, okay, hit Slade and watching him step to punch, I'm like, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. You go man to man, you got to be aggressive. And that's something I just didn't see. First week, everybody's running around like, hey, who's open? Who you got? And usually the defense starts to, you know, start figuring things out. So they played a phenomenal game this week, man. I'm looking for those guys to have some really good grades when I come out tomorrow. Talk about this, man. Really.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I mean, it's just seeing these guys kind of do their thing. Because I was after week 1, I think we were kind of like, oh, all right, hopefully that's an anomaly of a game. But then slowly we've seen everyone kind of pick their game up. And again, the young guys like Noel Williams, like you said, and like Omar Norman Lott, who gets his first start tonight, and he played pretty dang well in the middle there. And yeah, that's again, I know people are going to say it's the Giants' bad offensive line, but still, they are getting paid to score and win games on the other side too, and they looked well against the Giants tonight.
And I know we talked about that pick that Watson had, but how about that stick on Tracy? He put his shoulder into his heart on that hit.
He was sitting out there tonight.
Dude, I haven't seen his shoulder do that before. It was just like straight in. Like that was a stick he put on him. So Watson, hell of a game.
Yeah. They game tackling, man. They did a great job. They did. Man, everybody, let me just address this real quick. Okay. The running back room is the disaster. Okay. Out of any contender, we had by far the worst talent there. Pacheco's a shell of his former self. It's time to stop having soft spots to some of these players. And I'm going to tell you this, Baca 87. I don't even know you, but I'm going to say I love you. Okay. But I'm going to give you the real here. Some of the times the guys not making yards, it's not their fault. Our offensive line hasn't been the best offensive line that we thought it was going to be. They're not. And they're still trying to get better. Last week, some bad blocking. Got hit in the backfield a lot. Creed Humphrey said that. Need to stop doing it. Fundamentals, techniques. He preached that. That's what he said. And so they know what they seen on film. They watching themselves. And they know they're not tight right now. And so a lot of that we put on the running backs may not even be their fault. So there's a lot of criticism to go around in that whole the O-line and the running back room, if you will. But the running backs can only run what they can see and what they have and what's open. That's it. Teja said it. He said, man, I don't even know if we had Barry Sanders. What Barry would do. Now, look, Barry's a whole different animal altogether. He had some bad blocking up there that he used to just make people miss. But
Barry or Tyquan Thornton? I don't know.
But man, I'm just being real that we just haven't been the best up front. We haven't. We haven't been the best in sticking and staying on guys and with our assignment. And it goes not just for the O-line, but for the tight ends too. And it's blatant. When you watch the film and you look at it, you like, wow, this shouldn't look this way. And it's and I know, shoot, everybody, Jawan Taylor, he's had his faults, but it's good. Go on down the road. You go on down the line. From Jawan Taylor, look to your left, and there's some other guys getting beat. Trey, Creed, King Suma, Simmons. Simmons, he had a real one against tonight. He had a rough one because that Joker was a real dude. Burns, truth. Simmons, he's like, okay, this is what the NFL is. I'm gonna see this week in and week out. And so he really had to put his big boy draws on tonight, man. And sometimes Pat couldn't even step into his throw. So the line is still getting better. They'll get to that point, but they're not there yet. They're not there yet. And this is not just me saying this. This is coming from the leader of the O-line and Creed Humphrey also saying those things too. So they just got to keep churning butter, man. Keep tightening the screws up. But it's easy to say pocket him.
We should have signed J.K. Dobbins. I'll say that. He only signed for $700 more K than Eli Mitchell did.
Yeah,
that hurts.
J.K. Dobbins, man. That's the only thing with him is, it's the injuries. That's.
I mean,
it's like you get a hangnail. He's out for.
If you got a hangnail, we go back to the Pacheco Hunt show, which is tearing up the ratings right now for us.
But he would get it in pregame though. Teja.
He didn't get hurt last year. He looked good last year.
Didn't get hurt last year?
I don't think he did.
I think he missed a few games last year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Sort of less than our running back did last year. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, but I think the main point we've been on the show doesn't matter who the running back is. It's the commitment to the run, and we're not committed to the run. So you save $700,000 more to a guy who would be a healthy scratch tonight, like Eli Mitchell. I mean,
I don't think Dobbins would be healthy. That's my point. I think.
But how many carries would he be getting is my point.
I mean, he proved himself to be much better in the limited carries that he get. Hopefully, by the third or fourth game, he'd be getting like 12 to 15. But who knows?
I mean, it's a tough sell in Andy's offense to get that. Apparently,
yeah, that's probably why he was like, "I'll wait. I'll wait for someone else to sign me."
Yeah, look, that's a real thing. Guys know, like, how many carries? Oh, okay, no, I can't do that. Shoot,
yeah,
need to be the feature guy. So,
yeah,
it's straight poop. Yeah.
That's how we are. Straight shooters on the show. But all right, guys. Well, Chiefs are in the win column, so everyone can go to sleep tonight happy that the Chiefs are in the win column. 1-2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I know you're gonna sleep like a baby tonight, JD. Coming off the airplane. Woo.
Man. I have my earphones in and everybody's watching me. I'm just like, yeah. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Nobody likes the Chiefs, right? And I'm coming up here in Bengals country. And I was in Atlanta flying through. So they was like, oh, okay. Because the guy asked me, he said, well, who'd you play for? I said, Kansas City. He said, yeah, I figured. All right. Yeah. That's right.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But that does it for us tonight, guys. JD and I will be back tomorrow night for our Monday grade show. So tune in to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time to get JD's grades and break down this entire Week 3 game. And then, of course, Wednesday night we'll have our normal preview show for the weekend. And then Friday is our Keys to Victory and betting show. So, guys, a full week of content, a full week of goodness. And tomorrow is it's a Victory Monday. So get your red on and enjoy your Monday coming off this dub. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Later on.
Man. Yeah, appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Really, good conversation with you all. And I just let y'all know, listen, we appreciate every single comment y'all telling us out here. We do. Okay. So y'all keep giving it to us. Okay. Hold our feet to the fire. We love it all. This is what we're here to do, engage with you guys and gals. So a good win, like you said. Great win for the Chiefs, man. Great win for them. So we have Ravens?
Ravens.
Yeah. That's good. Love it. At home. Yes, sir.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. Let's get it. And I bring the same physicality the defense brought this week to Baltimore next week. You got to bring that same physicality, man, that same aggression they had tonight.
Mm-hmm. Build on this, man. You had some really good stuff. You know, having the turnovers you did defensively, and you know your defense is playing a great, you know, they're playing good ball right now. That's beautiful. That's beautiful offense to know. So when you go in, you could say, okay, we could do a little bit more things offensively. Now we got Tyquan Thornton as the number 1 receiver and throw him. We got to go up top with him, Teja. I'm right with you. Seriously. We have the weapons. Tyquan Thornton has just emerged himself as a legitimate guy, as a weapon. I love it. Every bit of it. I do. Get him the football. Get him the ball. So Juju looked good tonight. I don't know if I said it earlier, but he did. Juju looked shoot.
Yeah, a lot of guys stepped up tonight. I mean, Noah Gray finally got targets. It was the first time he'd been targeted all season, so it was good to see him get involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people are saying the line is up for the game next weekend. We are a 3-point dog. According to FanDuel, our sponsor, we are a 3-point underdog at home next Sunday. So 3-point dog at home is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, as many bettors know, Vegas doesn't know anything based on some of the games, how the way some of these games ended today.
Sure.
They don't know. So, all right, guys.
We'll take that bet.
All day, every day. All right, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hope you guys enjoy your night. We'll take it easy, everybody. Love y'all.
Love you guys. We'll see y'all later tomorrow.
Tyquan Thornton, MVP. Place your bets.
Yeah, baby. Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.